The ASFL, the American Spring Football League, is on the way. Let's have a conversation about it. It's TMDE Sports. What up, YouTube? What up, Facebook? And all the social media networks is TMDE Sports. We talk about everything sports related and our beloved Cleveland Browns, but we're going to change it up a little bit tonight. We are talking about the ASFL, the American Spring Football League, and I got some guests that's going to come on and they're going to explain things on how things are going to run. But first, we got to introduce the cast. Aaron Sims is in the building. Aaron, let them know what's good, baby.
What's up? It's all good. Loving your life. Let's get it. Let's get it.
No doubt. Christy Acuity is in the building. Christy, let them know what's good, baby.
So excited. I've missed Aaron so much. I'm glad that he's finally with us. And I am so ecstatic to talk about the ASFL. Oh, my God. I love it. I can't wait.
No doubt. Well, let's get to it. All right. So, as far as the ASFL, I'm going to introduce the current CEO and owner and creator, operator of the ASFL Network and American Spring Football League. Michael Dwyer is in the building with no video, but we got him on audio. Michael, how you doing, baby?
Hey, guys. Good to see you.
No doubt.
Great having you.
It is always a pleasure to talk to you. Now, last but not least, this man also is an NFL legend who's played and been in the sport. The man played 5 seasons with the Oakland Raiders, New Orleans Saints, and the Seattle Seahawks. Also played in the Canadian Football League and the XFL for the Memphis Maniacs, if I'm saying that right. Daryl Hobbs is in the building. Daryl, how you doing?
Everybody good. Nice to be here this evening.
All right.
So excited to have you.
A momentous occasion. As you well know, this is the new league that's coming up that's going to be turning some heads, shocking the world, and it is what it is, and hopefully this league will be entertaining and everybody want to be involved. Now, I got these gentlemen on the show. I want to ask you guys, what are some of the owners that are being, participating in the league right now? Anybody can take the floor, Daryl or Mike. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Mike, you want it?
Yeah, well, we can tell you Daryl for sure, Ron Calcagney. There's a couple more that we're going to be announcing here after the owners meeting on Monday. And right now it looks like we're Houston, Austin, Mississippi, Little Rock, Springfield's looking really strong right now. And Oklahoma is another one that we're working on with another open slot in Texas. So we really don't have much further to go. It's just we've got to hurry up and get it done. But Daryl can tell you how he's feeling as an owner there in Houston.
All right, Daryl, let me know how you feel about this new ownership.
Man, it's awesome. Everybody here in Houston is excited about the opportunity of being a part of the American Spring Football League. Of course, everyone familiar with me knows my background as being a former LA Oakland Raider. So of course, you know what my market is going to probably be. I got about a zillion Raider fans here in Houston. So before I even thought about taking on this challenge, I went and talked to them to see what they thought, if they thought that would be a good deal. And of course, being a Raider guy, everybody wants to see the Raiders all year round. So, the more silver and black, the better. And I can tell you, we won't look exactly like the Raiders, but you will not have a hard time knowing who we are. I can tell you that.
Ooh.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
I even got the silver and black on. I didn't even mean to do that.
So, Daryl, how did you get involved in this league? And what made you decide that this was something that you wanted to pursue?
Well, from growing up, I've always wanted to own my own team. Growing up in a little town in Victoria, Texas, and raised in LA, I dreamt of being a professional football player, and someday after playing, owning my own team. And so the opportunity came about with Mr. Dwyer, and we talked about some things, and who could pass this opportunity up, won't get this opportunity again in life. So I think it's a good deal for me and for the city of Houston and the state of Texas in general, because everybody knows football here in Texas is a real big deal. We can play football every day, all day, spring, fall, it doesn't matter. So we look forward to the opportunity of playing football all year round and making something happen and winning some championships, because I don't do this for rec.
Right.
I heard that.
All right. I like
right.
that. I like that.
All right. Anybody the cast got? Aaron, go ahead and say what you got.
You know, I got
Go
some say. I know y'all play football
ahead.
all day in Texas, but here in Canton, Ohio, we play football from the time of 4 years old until we can't run no more. So hopefully next year we get a team in Ohio that can maybe go up against the Texas team. Start up some fresh rivalries.
Correct, and that's that was another deal with this league. We're going to have the opportunity to grow. But what we want to do, from talking to Mike, we want to take baby steps. We don't want to go out there and bite off more than we can chew. We plan on being around here. All the owners, we have to make 3-year commitments with this deal, meaning you can't move your team, you can't sell your team, you can't do anything until after 3 years. So we want to make sure we don't bite off too much more than we can chew. And the opportunity for teams to grow in the near future is definitely there. We like we said, we're starting with 8. But what NFL was 30-something, 32 teams or something like that. Not saying that we want to get that big, but we definitely going to grow. We're definitely going to grow.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Chris, you got any question?
I don't have a question. It's just I'm so excited about this league because, I mean, I'm sorry.
Look at you.
Mr. Dwyer is making dreams come true. I mean, Mr. Hobbs just said it. He dreamt of being a team owner when he was a kid. And now he's going to get a chance to do that. And it's just amazing. I mean,
yes,
what we're doing with the ASFL is something that I've always dreamed of. And so thank you, Mr. Dwyer. Again, I'll never be able to thank you enough.
Well, Christy, you might as well tell him what I asked you to do now that you're crying.
Yeah, you might as well go ahead and tell him now, Christy. Go ahead.
Mr. Dwyer has asked me to be his sideline reporter.
Yes.
Hey, where's the cheers? Where's the cheers?
All right, sorry.
All right.
Too busy wiping away the tears.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
And it's something that I've dreamt of since I was a kid.
We want to keep it genuine, Christy, and you're as genuine as they get. So
thank you. It means a lot.
That's what it's about. This is what it's about, really.
Right.
52 years ago, 8 owners, they got together and created the American Football League. And they ended up merging with the NFL later on, but that's how the Raiders came about. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have individual owners own the team, the owners meet and decide on things and run the league and have fun. And we want to make it fan friendly. We're not trying to, like I said, we're not charging $300 or paying $500 for a football game. It's $30, $40 a ticket, $150 for season tickets, and call it a day.
It's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like the fact that they keep making a lot of dreams come true, because you think about how many kids can go straight from high school onto this league and have an opportunity. Some kids aren't built for college. It's just you can keep playing the game. It's a lot of dreams coming true through this whole thing, and I just I think it's going to be a big blessed movement.
Yes, definitely.
So I got a question for you, Mr. Hobbs. So how was it like working for Mr. Davis? Now, I gotta ask that. Is win, baby, win. I gotta ask you that.
I'm gonna tell you, we called him Gangster Al, ice cream man, because he always wore the white suit. But I'm gonna tell you, man, it was nothing like playing for Al. Al took care of his players. I might have mentioned just on another podcast a while ago, but it was night and day. I played with the Raiders for 5 years, and then I was traded to the Saints. And it was obvious difference when I got to the Saints. It was a different culture and environment. But with Al and the Raiders, I mean, we had no wants. Whatever we needed, he got it for us because, we were champs, man. We were the Raiders. We expected to go, take what we want. We don't let people give us anything. We're gonna take what we want. And Al took care of us. You know what I'm saying? I got my cousin Nate Hobbs is playing there with the Raiders, 39. Before I played with the Raiders, Arthur Whittington, number 22, he had a Super Bowl ring. The Raiders been good to me and my family. So, I've always loved the Raiders. It was a blessing for me to be raised in LA and got a chance to go to the Coliseum and grew up across the street from the Coliseum and watched them play and dreamt about being a Raider. And it ended up coming true for me. So, hey, I don't have nothing bad to say about the Raiders. I love the Raiders. They gave him my opportunity. Mr. Davis, Mark Davis. Of course, we had about 600 guys at the alumni couple of months ago when we went down there. Once a Raider, always a Raider. So, I love the Raiders. Always will.
That's what I'm talking. And I love having, bringing you guys who, former players who got a chance to come on, and talk about everything, the classic owners and the people who ran the league and everything that's going on now with the league. As you well know, Dan Snyder's in some hot doo-doo right now. And, I love listening to these stories, man. It just blows my mind, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
No, man, no problem, man. Al was a guy, man. He took pride in finding me because, I went to University of Pacific. It's only 3 guys that played for the Raiders that went to University of Pacific. Me, a guy that passed away by the name of Wayne Hawkins, and everybody knows Tom Flores. Tom Flores, a Hall of Famer. We all from the same college, and everybody knows we're the only 3 that played for the Raiders. Hugh Jackson, he recruited me. He was a Raider head coach. But
boy,
so sorry.
Recruited me in LA. Hugh Jackson's an LA guy, and he's my guy. And also, everybody knows the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks.
Man, I would love to get Hugh on here, ask Hugh some questions about the Browns. Oh my God!
I was thinking that's such a bad name.
Mahomes. Hugh wanted Pat Mahomes, so we've been different.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's also from UOP. He's the UOP man.
Okay, love it. All right, so got to get to the next question. When can we look for an official start date? I know everything is still in the process, but when do you guys think this will actually launch? And do you have any certain networks that you guys want to be affiliated with that can help get the ASFL off the ground and running?
Yeah,
Mike, you want to take that?
yeah. We're still shooting for 2023, and that's kind of why the urgency right now. And as far as networks go, excuse me, realistically, Fox has the USFL. Fox has the USFL, and the XFL's got ABC and ESPN. That pretty much just leaves us CBS and NBC to try to work with, and any other streaming platform that we can, reach out with, and that leaves Hulu, Netflix, YouTube. We're not going to leave any stones unturned. So, that's pretty important to us. So that's kind of where that is. And is, like I said, 2023, it's all going to come down to Monday's owners meeting. Daryl knows about that one. There's going to be a lot of voting going on there as guys are going to really put their input in on what the next move is. So I'm pushing hard for 2023. It's still in our window, and that's where we are.
Great. All right.
Awesome. I can't wait
Daryl,
to get to
can you
work.
elaborate on that a little bit more? How you feel about the start date?
The start date, the good thing about it is we don't have 30-something teams to try to come up with. We're only trying to come up with 8. So we're shooting for 2023. Once the word is out there about this league and the teams, I'm sure we'll get people calling wanting to get a team once we get this thing official. But I'm excited about 2023. I just want to make sure we have our team set up, the ones that we need to get this thing going, and the right owners, and go from there.
Correct. TMDE, y'all got any questions you guys want to ask these gentlemen?
I just can't wait to start. I mean, I'm so excited. I can barely contain myself. I can always barely contain myself, but oh my goodness, it's just, I don't know, I'm ready to go to work. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'll reach out to NBC. I'll call CBS. I'll let them talk with me and get to know me. And I'll be like, come on, you guys got to have me on the football field right there on your, come on, let's go. Let's do this. Get the ASFL. I can be very persuasive when I know what I'm talking about.
No. Aaron, you got anything you want to elaborate on? Add to it?
I got 2 words: Meta Arena. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Meta Arena. The NFL loves it, so we should have it.
All right, y'all. Hey, that is our time, man, and I appreciate the insight and anything else. Anything else you guys want to explain about the league? Mike, I know we was talking about certain social media, that you were going to allow certain social media issues and platforms come into the league now. How do you want to go about that? I want to ask you about that.
You're talking about social platforms off the field?
Correct.
Yeah, that hasn't changed with this. We're not trying to put a muzzle on anybody, and we want the players to be able to have a platform. We just want to be able to kind of separate things when they're standing behind the Houston logo. They're talking about the team of Houston, the community of Houston, the franchise, and everything that goes with that. Afterwards, we're going to give them an ASFL podium that they can go on there and they can pitch whatever they have going on, whether it's social justice or whether it's they're selling a T-shirt. Maybe they got a book that they're selling. But we want to give the players a platform to be able to voice those things.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the players, they will definitely appreciate that. That way they can leave their mark, and, like you got people like Kyrie just completely take advantage of that. There'll be a lot of controversy behind that. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and you'll never be able to stop that kind of stuff. It's always going to happen. Somebody's always going to be butthurt over something. So, and then somebody's always going to step in something really bad. So, you got to address the big issues first. So, right now, our biggest issues are getting these owners in there. And I can tell you this: when Daryl's in a meeting, there's no question that team is definitely going to have a Raider flavor.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say before I go, I'd feel bad if we didn't mention the passing of Ray Guy.
Oh yes, rest in peace, Ray.
Oh man, yeah.
That was that was kind of surprising this morning. So, but other than that, Daryl, you got anything else?
I'm fine, man. I'm ready to get going. Let's get this thing moving.
All right. Now, you guys got any other platforms? Let the people know where else they can find you guys and, conversate with you guys and get information. You guys got any platforms they can talk to you about?
Yeah, ASFL.biz is where you're always going to get all the information right off the bat. The best way to communicate with us is probably through Twitter. But we have people doing the Facebook pages and Instagram, and luckily I'm not having to take care of that stuff. So they're pretty up to date now that I'm not touching them.
I thought it was you I was talking to on Twitter. I guess not.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can usually tell if it's me.
So I was talking with you then. That makes me feel better.
All right,
Hobbs, I cannot wait to get to know you better, because the way you feel about the Raiders is the way I feel about my Browns. And anybody that is that much of a fanatic, I love to get inside their head. And I remember your name from when I was younger, and I just cannot wait to meet you in person and spend some time with you.
Same here.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you. Pick your brain about the NFL and get ready for this new league. All right, y'all. We are up against it. I want to thank Daryl Hobbs for coming on the show. Daryl, I appreciate you so much.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt. And CEO of the ASFL Football League, Michael Dwyer, I appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Did he jump off or did we lose him?
No. Same here, guys. Same here. I love you guys.
All right. TMDE, I love y'all. And like I said at the end of every show, go Browns, bitches. And we'll see y'all next week.